I didn't want, like I said, I didn't. These are just quick hits. Did you see this story about her grandmother, her real grandmother? Like I said, we don't know if this is true or not, but it was just something I thought was interesting.
Can't comment. I didn't read her book. So
Okay.
Candace Onis didn't read the book either.
She didn't read the book.
Brady, you better be coming with some damn facts.
I'm not coming with any facts at all, but I just when I bring it up, I want people just to think about politicians and how it's a game that people are playing, and they like to manipulate us. They like to play on our feeling. What?
So who the white lady?
Supposedly I think that may be her real grandmother, because you have two grandmothers, but the lady on the right, they're trying to say that's her grandmother because that's the lady she put in her book. But they're alleging that her grandmother died 4 years before Kamala was born.
Well, like I say, they got two grandmas. So the one on the right is from what, the mama or the daddy?
From the dad. It's supposed to be from the dad.
Okay.
I think so.
You say the white woman came from the Indian lady?
Well, all I'm trying to say is politicians' job is to tell you stuff to juice you up so you can elect them. But if we never really holding people to the fire and not really analyzing who they really are and what they really stand for, like, we can be tricked into believing something that's not real, or believing that they're going to change stuff and they're not really going to change it. I think a lot of people are trying to push certain people to win, and that's a great thing. Would you be excited if Kamala won?
No.
She's a black baby, but some people may be excited that she won. I don't care.
It don't make me no difference who wins.
Make me any difference. I just want somebody that's going to help this country. If you say you're going to help this country, I want you to actually help this country.
I told Nicole several days ago, I'm 40 years old. Ain't never seen a president that helped the country in about 40 years. It been getting slightly worse and worse and worse. Now, somehow, the early 2000s was pretty nice for some reason. Yeah. But I think that was a tech bubble or something.
Yeah. So, and I think that's the thing. We're making a lot of bad decisions. And I like that we did that video about the car industry, because that's another bad thing that's going on in this country. And we're losing money. We're losing factories. We're importing more than we're exporting. So it's just tough to come back. And then you bring in a bunch of illegal immigrants, and you're just making more disaster of what we got. So it's just they're going to have cheap labor for these companies. And I think they're trying to bring the country back, but it's going to end up hurting our people in the long run.
When Brandon was born, Burger King and McDonald's had real beef in that burger when he was born.
Yeah.
Early 2000s, we don't know what was in there. And they ran a campaign 2 years ago, now say 100% beef.
Fresh beef? Apparently it will soon be under the golden arches. McDonald's is swapping out frozen burger patties for fresh beef in 14 of its Dallas area locations. The company has been touting 100% real beef patties for some time now, but its website says freezing them maintains the freshest flavor. McDonald's has been fighting slumping sales in the U.S., and testing fresh beef could be another effort to lure in customers. Last October...
Brandon, do you think the burger at McDonald's was better in the year you was born or right now?
The year I was born.
Okay, how about this? Corn grew in when the year Brandon was born.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, they had to put a little fertilizer, but a little less. They don't get huge, but they be nice and tender and sweet. What do you think corn's better now, Brandon, or back then when your grandma had it?
Back then. Like I said, I grow crop. I can kind of see the difference in how the crops are. It's just the storms are worse. The growing conditions are worse. We got less bee. Like, it's just a lot of stuff going on this planet that is a lot different. People putting more chemicals in foods. Like I told you the other day, my mother-in-law was diagnosed with cancer. There's more people being diagnosed with cancer. Like, we have a lot of issues really going on in this world, and it's due to what we put in our bodies. Other countries don't go through that. Go ahead.
Turn out a part 2 in our series on the safety of America's food. There's a long list of chemicals and additives that are allowed in the U.S., but are banned in Europe and other places over health concerns. CBS's Ben Tracy goes in depth to look at the effort in one state to make what every American eats safer.
Christina Ochoa often worries if the food she's feeding her 2 young kids is safe.
A lot of salt.
Even after carefully reading ingredient labels.
Some ingredients, I have no idea what they are, how to pronounce them. I want the best for my children, and I would think that as a society, we want the best for our children.
There are more than 10,000 chemicals and additives allowed in food in the U.S., often in small amounts, but many have not been evaluated by the FDA in decades. The majority are safe, but some chemicals allowed here have been banned overseas after research has linked them to cancer and developmental or behavioral issues.
Due to big business buying politicians like the one you see on here.
Correct.
Her state, what state she come from, right? What state, Brad, did she come from?
Well, she was in California. She was living in
her state.
Toronto, but go ahead.
Hold on. Her state been selling human feces as fertilizers for decades.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes. So tell me this. In Los Angeles, Brad, do people do drugs in Los Angeles?
Yes. Now,
when you do it, how do drugs get out your system, Brad?
Either you throw them up or you poop them out.
Yeah, poop them, pee them. Yeah. All right, Brandon, do people flush things down the toilet, Brandon?
Yeah, for sure.
All that stuff collects at one point.
The sewer system.
The sewer system. They take that sewage, filter all the water off of it, put it in the pail, turn the compost, and sell it back to you called biosewers.
That's crazy.
Now, you tell me, was America selling shit to each other in the 1980s?
No, we didn't need to do that.
And change the name. We call it biosewers now.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
They put it on. Now, they can't sell it to you directly. This is what they do, brother. They take the pile of stuff, throw it on the field, grow wheat corn with it. Uh-huh. Take that wheat corn, feed it to the animals, till you eat them animals.
Right.
That's the loophole.
Right.
You eat the animals. Now, Brandon, am I lying or I ain't lying?
No, you're telling the truth.
How
you are what you eat. Because I just know you as a person. Like I said, I try to get you to speak on stuff you don't even know about. You're not gonna be on here just bullshit. So if you say something, I know you've already researched it and you feel comfortable and confident enough to say something about it.
And this ain't gonna happen too often, but here it is.
Oh, we were supposed to do a show on this. I forgot.
At this farm near Bakersfield, truckloads of fertilizer arrive every day. But it's not just any fertilizer, it's biosolids, otherwise known as processed human waste. Yup, it's the waste from millions of LA residents, and it's been treated.
Stop it real quick.
Fertilized crop.
Because when we said we were going to do this show, you told me this is what we're going to do. Now, I was trying to figure out where you were going to go with it, and we never did the show. But I just knew that this wasn't really going on, and we weren't really doing it. But we're really doing this.
Brandon, you see the black gold? Los Angeles? All the pills? And those they taking?
The heroin, right. All that stuff.
You know, some of that stuff, bacteria can't eat that up. That's day up. Man, how they treating human beings, man, in America is something else, brother.
Why do you say that? I agree.
Brandon, how they gonna figure out cocaine, Brandon, heroin?
You can.
PCP, marijuana, diarrhea at the same time.
Right. HIV, all kind of stuff.
You shedding HIV and chemicals. And you hoping you burning that stuff off.
You're right.
Which has caused a bit of a stink. But let's back up to the beginning. LA has a lot of people and a lot of toilets. Maybe we'd rather not think about where all that waste goes, but it has to go somewhere. Today, I'm at the Hyperion Treatment Plant in Playa del Rey, California. Now, this facility processes the raw sewage of more than 4 million LA residents.
All of the pipe networks under the streets throughout the city, they all come into this place, Hyperion.
Enrique Zaldivar is the director of LA's Bureau of Sanitation.
The purpose here is to take out all of the bigger, heavier items.
Give me an example
Things
Removing
like
the tampon,
a
keeping the
6-inch comb, for example, plastic comb.
Yeah,
People flush their combs
That's
down the toilet? Yep, sometimes they do. And all kinds of other non-flushables.
And so the very first process, for a number of reasons, is to screen those out.
So oh dear. Oh my gosh.
Now, Brandon, I do compost.
Uh-huh.
I got a compost pile out there. I could go back there. Now, I could go back there, reach my hands all through the stuff.
Yeah.
It don't smell bad. It just smell like dirt.
Because you know what you put in there, and it's not
All natural,
right.
all raw vegetables,
Yeah.
and like paper and coffee grinds and stuff like that. Can I do that here?
No, you can't. You can if you want to. You're gonna be sick.
Can I do that here?
No, no. I can't believe this is legal.
Hey, who I say, who's the senator over that state where that happened? And that's gonna be your next president.
Yeah.
Amazed of the kinds of things I get in.
You know I'm totally going to be Instagramming this, right?
Well,
LA's oldest and largest wastewater treatment facility, Hyperion processes everything that ends up in the sewer system.
we're a 24/7 operation, so we can never stop.
After liquids and solids are separated, the sludge is spun in centrifuges to remove even more liquid. Then it's sent to oven-like domes called digesters.
Any biosolid that comes into each one of these digesters will stay in there for 12 days.
12 days at 128 degrees to kill diseases, but keep good bacteria alive.
We test for E. coli, different types of viruses, heavy.
How can they control the bacteria? Now, you got bacteria, brother. They heat it up. They knocking some of it out.
Right. And bacteria does grow in heat too.
It does.
So,
now, how they know they're getting all the bad
they
ones out of
don't.
there?
You don't know. I don't think you know. But you know, I guess you can. When you heat it up, you can tell whether you got a big problem or you got maybe a little problem that's okay.
Would you pulling the sample of the whole thing
No, you're not.
and
That's the
running a
problem.
test and sending
That's
it
the
to you
problem.
at the hospital?
Right. That's the problem. So I don't like I said, I don't think we should be doing something like this, and we shouldn't be desperate enough that we feel like we have to do something like this, but here we are.
What is out of this? China ain't accepting our waste no more, brother. It gotta go somewhere.
So we got to recycle it and use it for plants.
No.
Metals, we test for a whole battery of criteria pollutants.
All the trans go into dirt, brother, but it ain't
Okay,
getting no recycle.
But still, if I was in the grocery store in the produce area, and they had a sign saying this fruit or these vegetables are grown with human feces, or I can get these over here that's grown with cow manure.
You gotta clean it, Brandon.
Okay, but still,
No, these go for the plants. Then the plants get fed to the animals. You eat the animal.
Yeah, but okay, so this is not directly for soil that's going to be sold as vegetables. It's just for plants that are going to be fed to the animals that we're going to eat.
I guess so. It's foliage. They use it for foliage.
Okay.
The animal's gonna eat it. And if you eat something bad, brother, what happens to your stomach?
it's gonna be bubbling. I'm gonna be on the toilet or in the hospital.
And then that's the day you go to the butcher.
No.
There you go. That's the day you go to the butcher.
That's crazy.
Brother, come in, my stomach hurt. Imagine how much chemicals is going all through your body.
Right? Yeah.
And then it said, "Okay, it's time to butcher you."
Right. Hurry up before you get too sick.
You know. No, animals can't talk, brother.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You think all these animals is living joyful?
No.
Somebody had a stomach or something.
In the EPA regulations.
The finished product? Biosolids. Every day, about 1.2 million pounds of the stuff is loaded onto trucks for a little road trip. So where are most of those trucks going? Bakersfield. 100 miles north of LA, an unincorporated area west of Bakersfield is home to Green Acres Farm, owned by the city of Los Angeles. It smells a little fresh.
Like you put in a fertilizer.
Yeah. Diane Gilbert Jones is an environmental engineer with LA's.
That's the fall guy.
That's right. That's what I'm about to say. Right.
Let me keep going.
Is she even dressed like she should be out there?
She's a scientist, Brady.
Yeah, okay.
All right, she's a scientist. We ain't gonna put it like that, but that's the fall guy.
I need to see what kind of shoes she got on, but go ahead. All right.
Sanitation. She showed me how the biosolids are applied to the farm. So this is a pretty big dump, huh? It looks like it's still warm. It's steaming, huh?
Yes, it is.
See how the flies on it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, ain't no flies on my stuff in the back.
Right.
Ain't no maggots, no flies, or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow this one, the fly, the flies are. Brady, you saw my videos. You see the fly flying across it?
No.
Now maybe some mosquitoes, but but ain't no flies.
Right.
Can we touch it?
Of course we can.
Yeah?
Yes.
Should I really be doing it?
No, see.
No, I mean,
gloves on.
Yes, it's biosolids. See, it feels like cake.
Look how black it is.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Okay, I'm totally.
Now combos. Now look how black. That's black, ain't it?
Right.
You gotta check. You better. Well,
they burnt it and just. I don't know.
No, this ain't burnt.
Well, they heated it up.
Is that one is should be about 140, but 120. They just did enough, and then they tested. Any more heat costs more money. They won't make the money.
Where are we gonna go?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what we're dealing with here. After offloading, the material is spread and then tilled into the soil.
So instead of buying chemical fertilizers to grow the crops, we're using nutrient-rich biosolids.
This is a field full of milo at the Green Acres Farm. Now, milo is a crop grown to feed cattle. And all of this was grown using, you guessed it, biosolids. How do you know this is totally safe?
Kern County and our on-site farm manager comes out. They actually take a sample. That sample is sent to an outside lab, and they look at a gamut of metals and other constituents that may be in the biosolids, and then they provide those results to Kern County. All the tests that we have done since applying at this site have come back in compliance with the regulations, even the Kern County regulations, because Kern County also regulates.
See, she said metals. Why not the bacteria or the viruses?
Right. Yeah.
They looking for metals. See, Brandon, you thought I was just pulling your leg, huh?
I just wouldn't think we would be doing something like this.